Time for a crypto market update, March 19th, 2026. If you think the Federal Reserve is your friend or a competent ally, think again. If you find this video helpful, give me a number 5 in the comments below. Bookmark it, repost it, share it with a friend. The Central Bank of the United States, less than 24 hours ago, said that the economy was resilient and projects it to grow this year. I've actually never seen the Federal Reserve so far behind the curve in my adult investing life. Housing numbers just came out this morning. New home sales are at 587,000. They were expected to be at 722,000. They're down 17% or more. And that's largely due to the counter-trend rally that 30-year mortgages are now at. They're back at last 2025 year highs. After a short respite, after a period of time where housing was becoming more affordable, all of a sudden we're back in expensive land again, and the real estate market is froze up. Now, I think what this is doing is setting up this massive opportunity and risk on assets, even though it sounds frustrating overall. This is a great example of how predicting the future doesn't work in investing, but positioning and making sure that the structure of the market is forming around you makes all the sense in the world. See, what I think is going to happen is there's going to be some kind of problem like 2020, 2021, 2007, 2008. There's going to be some kind of problem. You can see it coming in the charts. You can see it in the bond market. You can see it in housing. You can see it in unemployment. You can see it in, just everyday life. You can also see just that the Federal Reserve did, one thing that they actually did was they functionally stopped tightening the Federal Reserve balance sheet. December 1st, they stopped reducing the balance sheet, the balance sheet runoff, which is great. This is called reserve management. The question is, in 2026, not if, but when, will there be a catalyst? Will there be what if you want to call it a black swan? It may not even be something. It may be the current Middle Eastern conflict. It could be just simply the continuation of oil prices. It could be whatever. There's going to be something that is going to probably catalyze the Federal Reserve to take an emergency action, which could develop in this hockey sticking upward over a low time frame, or it could be an emergency rate cut just because the Federal Reserve wakes up and realizes that they're driving the car forward but turned around backwards with the rearview mirror. The good news here for crypto investors and Bitcoin investors is that Bitcoin's already had its bear market, especially in terms of the gold chart, the Bitcoin gold chart. Basically, every 14 months, gold and Bitcoin have a reversal or a pivot point or a time frame pivot. And we're at that 14 months now. And if I zoom in on this chart, this one's a little better. You can see the reversal, the bottoming pattern that we're putting in. This is because Bitcoin, like today, is not going down as much as gold. But the 8 days prior to this, Bitcoin's been doing nothing but going up while gold's been going down. And the hysterical part to all this is that investors are confused. They're like, but I thought gold was a safe haven asset. So if there's war, why isn't gold continually going up? And that's because that's just a story. It's just a story. The same way that Bitcoin is not an anti-inflationary asset. Those are just stories and narratives that are sold to you. And those are fine because they can be true at certain periods of time, but they're not always true. So if you're just like this binary investor, you're like a light switch investor on and off with a story you believe, a story you don't believe, that's what's going to really ultimately put you behind the 8 ball. There's only 2 things that can save you. There's only 2 things that can create wealth in crypto: crypto literacy skills and market cycle knowledge. Knowing how to use those 2 weapons, those 2 ingredients to siphon through the noise, the stories that the market tells you is massive. Now, we could be very well at the beginning of a pretty epic rotation of capital between precious metals and crypto. And I think what the Federal Reserve situation is setting up is kind of a sugar high moment in the markets, and possibly that broadening top pattern we've been talking about for so long with Bitcoin. This one right here that we've been in since 2025. It's the max pain scenario, and markets love to inflict the maximum amount of pain. And these corrective waves are the ones that make you wish you never did it. And then the impulsive wave that takes you back up, at least to the area of interest, is what brings all the ships, rise with the harbor, rise with the tide. That's the difference maker. That's your risk off opportunities. This is your 5 to 10x positioning opportunity right now in particular assets. But most people won't take advantage of it because they don't have a framework, and they don't have a framework that's driven by skills. Go to CryptoYall.com and steal my crypto flywheel method today. You can even watch my video on how to create passive income, even if you're a total noob in crypto. It's called decentralized finance, and yes, it's what crypto was created for. Whether it's yield farming and earning hundreds of percent APR on things like Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, XRP, digital gold, whatever. Swing trading, understanding how to make money in a bear market move or a bull market move, autonomous trading bots, you name it. The bottom line is you've got to have crypto literacy skills and market cycle knowledge. If you're treating crypto like a slot machine, if it's a bingo card, a lottery ticket, that's why you're not getting the results that you want. So I'd love to talk to you. Go to CryptoYall.com. If you like what you see on that video, watch that little 12-minute passive income overview, and then schedule a one-on-one video call with me. It's for people with skin in the game, people who have families, people who have dreams, people who own businesses or don't believe in their IRA or 401k just quite yet. Trying to pad the stats on retirement, or simply just trying to create a better pathway for your family. This is the asset class that can do it if you know what you're doing. Like and follow for more.